between a global player and a local player, it's a model that has worked in several other climes. And we were sure 3-4 years ago when we started this journey that Nigeria would not be an exception. As a matter of fact, it's a model that we believe will leapfrog the Nigeria pharma sector to global standards within a very, very short time. And that's why we have been very, very keen on this. And I'm glad that we have worked very well with our partners here. This model has worked in many other countries. This is the exact same model that a few decades ago Singapore started with. And I must also mention that in the history of Singapore, our company, GlaxoSmithKline, was also the first player there to partner with a local player in Singapore 4 decades ago, to the point where Singapore now is a world leader in certain categories in the pharma sector. And it's the same thing we want to do for Nigeria, for our country here in Nigeria. It's the same model that has worked in a few Asian countries, when you have global best practices coming together with local capabilities. And that is why we have driven this very, very well over the last 3-4 years. It takes time. It's not an overnight journey. It's been tough because a lot of changes have had to be made. A lot of upgrades have been done. But we are very, very glad that our regulator, NAFDAC, has been with us every step of the way in this journey. Thank you very much. And the second reason why this is very important, apart from leapfrogging the Nigerian pharma industry to global standards, the other reason is that when you have the primature, the stamp of a global multinational like ourselves on products made by our local partners in Nigeria, it means it has significance. Some of the contracts we're signing today has twofold. We've signed an export contract. I'm very pleased to mention to you that that's probably for the first time you're going to have a local manufacturer in Nigeria exporting to other parts of the world. And in the context of AFCTA, it's probably the most needed thing right now for our country. Part of our vision in GSK is to make Nigeria a hub for pharma manufacturing in the context of AFCTA, where goods made here in our country can be exported to not just other African countries alone, by the way, to Europe, to the US, and to Asia. And with the stamp that we have put on the products we're making here, the products we make here is the same made by other plants that belong to us all over the world. And I think that's a very significant achievement. And I also hope that the journey we've started today will also attract other global players to do the same. And that's the context where I mentioned that this has the capability of leapfrogging the industry to standards that all of us here probably cannot imagine in a few years' time. It takes time. It's not an easy journey, but we are fully committed to it. That is why we've been on this journey for about 4 years now. And we'll continue to support and make sure we strengthen the standards within the country, because that's what we're committed to. I want to particularly appreciate everyone that has contributed to this journey, to getting us to the point where we are now, where we're signing this agreement and where we're commencing manufacture of some of these products. Many of the people that have contributed here are in this room. Again, I want to pay kudos to the DG of NAFDAC, because even under very difficult circumstances, she was always available to support. And also our directors are also present here. There have been times during COVID last year when new machinery were brought in, when trainings and testing has been done, that will call and say, we need this validated, we need this checked, we need this standardized. And I will testify that they've been always very, very supportive. The central bank has also been very supportive of this, so I must pay kudos to the governor of the central bank. He has his representative present here. I'm told the representative is on the way. He couldn't make it because he had an assignment at the last moment. But Governor Godwin Emefiele has been very supportive of this journey, and we're really very grateful for that. Many of the people that have also contributed, many of them are in this room here, both on the our side, GSK side, and the Fidson side. But importantly, probably many more of the people that have contributed and supported this process are not here, but many of them are joining by live stream. We brought in experts from all over the world. We had experts coming in from the UK. Some of them are actually watching this as we stream. Some came in from India, some came in from other parts of Europe, some came in from Belgium, to make sure that we are able to birth this collaboration that we're having today. And it's a testament to the seriousness with which you take this. It is a testament to the potential that we believe that this has to change the paradigm of the pharma manufacturing industry in Nigeria. We at GlaxoSmithKline, we are fully committed to this, and we will continue to drive this in all ways. I want to thank also our board chairman, who has been incredibly supportive of this, and has been ushering this along and nudging that, hey, Conley, when are we going to where are we today? What's the next step? What are we going to do? Thank you very much, sir. Really, really appreciate all your support. And I say that because GlaxoSmithKline is probably about the only global pharma multinational company that has been in this country uninterrupted for close to 60 years. Many have gone, come back, but we have never left, not even for one day, because we have a full belief in our country. As a matter of fact, what I like to tell people is that we are a Nigerian local company with a global pedigree and a global heritage, and that's a fact. Many of us may know that we are publicly quoted on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. Not only that, on our quotation on the Nigerian Stock Exchange, we are majority owned by Nigerians. So in reality, the fabric of our nation is right with us. And we have thousands and thousands of Nigerian shareholders. That is why for this journey, we're very committed to it, and we'll keep doing all we can to continue and to make sure that nothing is there are no interruptions. I want to congratulate my friend and my brother, Dr. Fidelis Ayebe. I want to congratulate him for his courage in joining this endeavor. I also want to appreciate you for your patience. I know there have been so many things that we've done in the last 4 years. We thought it was going to take a shorter time, but because we had to match exacting standards for us to put our imprimatur, our stamp on this, it's taking a lot longer than we expected. But I congratulate you for your patience and for your courage. I also congratulate the Nigerian patient, because by this act, we are assuring them from GSK that access to our quality medication will be uninterrupted and will be continuous. And I want to say again, congratulations there. And I must say, this is the model that we recommend and we commend to everybody. It takes time, but I think it's a very sustainable model. Probably better than maybe other options of maybe prohibition or ban, which probably may create a vacuum in the market that counterfeiters or counterfeits may feel. So I encourage more of our multinationals to actually go into this kind of direction. That's why we have the NIFRAM president here, and I'm already speaking with some of my colleagues and commending them that this is how to do this. We have charted a path. We have pioneered this. It makes it easy for others to follow us, and I do believe very strongly that very soon many others also will follow us on the same path. And I think finally, just to mention again that for everyone that has contributed to this, those that are here, those are all in various places all over the world, to say thank you again and to welcome all of us again to this event. Thank you very much.
A very passionate welcome message from the MD of GSK Nigeria. Please, a round of applause for him again, please. Permit me to recognize some more people. I would love to recognize the Director, Drug Evaluation and Research of NAFDAC, Mrs. Ijoma Nwankwo. I would also want to recognize Dr. Oke Akpa, the President, West African Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association, a very firm believer in the Nigerian pharma industry and very strong advocate. I would also want to use this opportunity to recognize our partners, and I would like to recognize Mr. Abiola Adebayo, who's the Technical Director, the man behind the scene that ensures that has ensured that this partnership has forged ahead. You're recognized, sir. I would also like to recognize Ola Ijimaki. He's the commercial director for Fidson. Permit me to also recognize the vaccines director from GSK, Mr. Sonny Abbas. I would also want to recognize Mr. Soji Awo, Mr. Soji, the commercial director for GSK Nigeria Consumer. Permit me also to recognize Dr. Omolaja, the chief medical director for GSK Nigeria. Odunuga. I would also like to recognize the marketing director for GSK Nigeria, Mrs. Ijoma Eruchala. Permit me to also recognize the sales director for GSK Nigeria, Mr. Wale Fagbola. Ladies and gentlemen, I would love to welcome our special guest of honor at this event. We have spoken about her. She has been a passionate believer, very passionate. She was here from the beginning. I remember when we went to her and told her about this partnership. And she told us very clearly, I don't want to see another signing document. I want to see activities. And she was very clear. She said, tell me what you want to make it happen. If there's any help needed from NAFDAC, I believe in this. This is what we should be doing. I will give you the help. And like the MD of GSK has just mentioned, she has been supportive all the way. Ladies and gentlemen, please let us welcome the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Adeyeye.
I would like to thank the chairman of GSK and Fidson, the MDs of the two companies, and the British High Commissioner, plus all the very, very important guests that we have here. Today is a great day for GSK and Fidson. It is a great day for our country, Nigeria, and today takes us back to 4 years ago when I assumed office as DG NAFDAC. I finished in 1976 as a pharmacist, and just before leaving for the US, I was the head pharmacist at Baptist Medical Center in Ogbomoso. And whenever the missionaries were going home, they would buy medicines from Nigeria. That was the Nigeria that I knew. And a lot of locals have eaten the structure, generally speaking, in Nigeria over the last 40, 50 years. So it didn't take me time when I joined NAFDAC to know where to go, to take us back to where we were decades before. I was also an intern at Sterling Winthrop Pharmaceuticals in Ilupeju, or I was doing IT, not intern. I spent 3 months there. And we were rotated to different parts of the company. And I remember when I was in the production and a particular product fails, milk of magnesia is one, one of the products, we'll start pouring them out into the drain. Meaning It is all about quality. It is all about quality. It is all about our people getting the medicine that is intended to relieve them of whatever ailment. Therefore, it didn't take me time. I'm very, very blessed with the manufacturing group in Nigeria, PMG Man. Highly, highly responsive. Without them being responsive, we will not be where we are. So I'm just going to title my short remarks, Investment and Role of Regulatory Agencies. Investment and Role of Regulatory Agencies. There cannot be a good, sustainable investment, which is what we are witnessing today, with a multinational, without a strong regulatory agency. Dr. Yelana was mentioning international standards. Yes, we didn't have a choice but to use international standards to imbibe international standards. Therefore, as soon as I assumed office, I knew that we have to change the paradigm. I was also blessed to have passed through 2 systems in the US as a professor. The first one was a university that I didn't know was actually bankrupt, meaning the financials were not good at all. And the president, or the equivalent of VC, joined around the same time, just before me, and he said what the whole university needs is washing of the brain. Washing of the brain from fraud, inefficiency, name it. For 2 years, we went through training. Everybody must down their tools and join the training in quality management system. That is what we were going through, washing our brains in the university. And that was what we started January 2018 in NAFDAC. We needed to change the culture. I would like to thank directors that are here, because when I see them, I get a little bit emotional for what they have gone through over the last 4 years. At the same time, with quality management system, we also needed to bring NAFDAC to a world-class level in terms of quality or regulatory system strengthening. So we took on ISO 9004. So at the same time, we had ISO 9001 on one hand, ISO 9004 on the other hand, the same time. For ISO 9004, which is a WHO global benchmarking, we needed to meet 868 recommendations distributed over 7 regulatory functions. From regulatory systems, generally speaking, that includes what we may think as mundane, customer service, to destruction of our product that we seized or whatever from the market, to market control, to market authorization, to clinical trials, to vigilance, to laboratory testing, to regulatory inspection. Those 868, and also licensing. Licensing was taken care of by PCN. Those 8 functions added up to 868 regulations. And we started the sleepless nights journey. Why? Because without a good, strong regulatory agency, there can never be a strong pharmaceutical industry. Without a strong pharmaceutical industry, we can never get investment, partnerships. In 2018, we started our GMP roadmap, and Mrs. Wanko was right in the middle of it. We toured 165, not toured, we visited 165 companies to show them how compliant they are with good manufacturing practices. Was it punitive? No. This is where you are, this is where you can be. And wow, 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 our pharmaceutical industry responded admirably, admirably. That is why we are doing what we are doing today. October 15, 2021, we satisfied all the 868 recommendations. Why? Why? Because of investment. Primarily because of the health of our people. But it's not just about the health of our people. It is about attracting multinationals to invest in Nigeria. So, NAFDAC, it can never happen without the directors. Sleepless nights. Nothing but quality. Because quality is good health outcomes for our people. The government, COVID-19 pandemic woke the government up also. That the health sector has been neglected for decades. So the government worked with the pharmaceutical industry through NAFDAC to assist in some infrastructure rebuilding. It is part of our regulatory system strengthening is to focus on local manufacturing, because if you want to avoid substandard falsified medicines or to reduce it, emphasize local manufacturing, because it takes us about 1 hour to get to 80% of our pharmaceutical companies that are located around Lagos. So we started the 5+5 validity. Meaning, if you have been importing for years on a 5-year cycle, and all those products that you are importing are also available in Nigeria, because not all products are available in Nigeria, that can be manufactured in Nigeria. Then, once you are about to start your next renewal, we tell you, please give us a migration plan to migrate to local manufacturing or to partner with local manufacturers. Why? Because that's the best thing for our country. Why? Because it is good for reducing unemployment. Why? Because it will increase our GDP. Why? Because it will return us back to where we used to be and lead us to a higher level than what we used to be. So, now we have companies that are thinking seriously about 5+5 and already telling us, okay, we're now going to be partnering, and we are witnessing one of such. But several companies now are linking up with local manufacturers. We also increase our ceiling, what we call the NAFDAC ceiling. Within that ceiling, you cannot import anything into the country. For any product in that list, on that list, you cannot import anything to the country because we already have them. So we increase the ceiling from 9 products to 34 products. Why? Because we have the capacity to do it, and to do it well. So it is a great pleasure to be here to witness this event today. And I want to thank the directors again. Talking of contract manufacturing, we slept over it and reviewed it, and how will it benefit both parties? So I want to thank again GSK, Fidson, Dr. Ayabe. What can I say? I want to thank you and thank all the staff, GSK, Fidson. We have not seen anything yet. We're going to start exporting, like the MD said, to other parts of the world. From maturity level 3 that we are about to get, we're going to go to maturity level 4. And we'll be recognized as world-listed authority where our products can be traded globally. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, permit me to request another round of applause for the DG. She speaks from the heart. She speaks with passion, and it comes true. She's passionate about Nigeria, and she's passionate about the growth of this country. Thank you once again. I would also love to recognize some more people. Mr. Santosh Kumar, MD Worldwide Imperial Limited. I would also like to recognize Dr. Ukamaka Okafor, representing the Registrar of PCN, Dr. Elijah Mohammed. Permit me to welcome to the podium Mr. Ben Llewellyn, representing the British High Commission, for your welcome remarks.
Well, thank you very, very much indeed. If I may stand on all existing protocols. But my name is Ben Llewellyn-Jones. I'm the British Deputy High Commissioner based here in Lagos. And I'm so pleased to be here today, not least to celebrate what I think is a fantastic partnership, and I think the largest technology transfer of its kind, certainly in recent years, which is amazing. But secondly, to reiterate a message that some in this room will have heard before, but not all will have heard, but which is true, which is that the UK is firmly behind promoting manufacturing in Nigeria and making sure that manufacturing works, not just through the excellent British partnerships like GSK, but also through our overseas development assistance programs, a specific program, in fact, called Manufacturing Africa, which tries to scale up manufacturing in all industries here in Nigeria, because we firmly believe that the best way to support Nigeria is to support economic growth and jobs, and to allow Nigeria to boost production and indeed to export, which I think would be fantastic. And I'm pleased to say we've had a number of successes in that space, and a number of companies are benefiting from that support and attracting Nigerian and foreign direct investment. Finally, if I may, I know that these kinds of moments come together after years of hard work, and it's heartening not just to hear about the work that has happened, but indeed the work that will happen after this. And I think the effect of this partnership will be to inspire others to do the same thing, do the hard yards, as they say, but also to make the difference that is being made. So from myself and the British High Commission, on behalf of the High Commissioner and all of us, just what fantastic news, and thank you so much, and so many congratulations to GSK, Fidson, and all involved. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ben. A round of applause for the very apt welcome message from the British High Commission. Permit me to invite the PSN President to please give his welcome remarks. Professor Osuji.
Our chairman, let me put it that way, because they are coming in to bring something quite innovative to Nigeria. The CEOs and managing directors of Fidson and GSK. And our NAFDAC JG, there's always a difference when a professor marks the podium. But one thing you must do is to moderate them, otherwise they will keep on speaking. But you really can't stop them because you keep on getting new and new things. However, I will make mine very brief. For PSN, it's a welcome development, and we believe strongly that we will partner with both companies. Not just that, but to encourage all other companies to follow suit. If you do so, you are not only helping the pharmacy profession, you are helping the country in general. And most importantly, I want to encourage Fidson and GSK, even though the signing ceremony is today, but the real work starts after the signing of this, it's after the signing ceremony. And there will be bottlenecks, whether we like it or not, but I'm confident that you will definitely surmount whatever bottleneck that come along the way. And I want to plead with you that when other persons want to do the same thing, tread through the path that you have started today, you'll be willing to be parents to them. And when you are parents to them, you will show them the light so that they won't pass through what you have passed through. And I am grateful that such a thing is happening, particularly when I'm, as president of PSN, I will give you all the support because we know that pharmacists will definitely function very well and effectively. And if any pharmacist, for any reason, tries to do what you don't like, just tell the PSN president. On that note, I want to say you're welcome, and the best is yet to come to pharmacy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, President. We have the representative of NIPRID joining us online. We would like to give him a minute to share his welcome remarks. In the person of Professor Martin Sameji. He's online, yes. Sorry, we can't hear him. We can't hear you yet. Speaker, and that is the person of the chairman of GSK Nigeria, Dr. Edmond Unuzo.
Well, can I say that all protocols are observed? Let me start on a very light note, and that is to thank the British Deputy High Commissioner, not just for being present at this meeting, but also for taking Nigeria out of the red list. I believe that he must have been instrumental to this by advising his government. And you know what? Several of the people, the British citizens camping in my house, can now begin to go back. May I thank the NAFDAC DG in particular, not only for being here, but also for joining in driving this process. From where I was, I knew a lot was happening, especially through her. Again, on a very light note, you see, we have grown old, and that's why we didn't recognize ourselves after so many years, as very young people at school, so to say, especially with the husband. Kunle has spoken so much of what has been going on, and I would not like to repeat what is said. But it's true that even when a number of multinational pharmaceutical companies were exiting Nigeria, we were in fact investing. Some of you may remember in the 80s, and that was true. Now, when this idea came up, many people did not really understand what we were trying to do. But we've always believed in one thing, and that is Nigerian. And GSK also shares that vision. I think the key thing is that we are manufacturing in Nigeria, whether it is the GSK facility or it is Fidson or somebody else. It is Nigeria making Nigerian products. True, at the time, the arrangement with Suntory took place, and we had to, give up Ribena and Lucozade and the factory that went with those products. We actually said we were going to build another factory, and we had land reserved for that out of that existing facility. But thinking through it, especially with all the challenges that the nation was facing and the manufacturing sector, we didn't think that that made immediate, sense. And as a company that is very flexible, we then decided to seek other options. And as a very open company, as we moved along, we also carried the shareholders along with us, culminating in what we are in fact, would I say, unveiling today, because as you heard, it's been on for a number of years to ensure that there were no mistakes. Let me make a confession that after we had decided it's going to be Fidson, Ben, I don't know why you are coming behind me. I said before ever this takes off that I'd like to go and know where that company is located. A number of times we agreed to go, and for some reason it didn't materialize. I started getting worried. I said, well, I hope it's not because these people don't want me to see where we're going to go. But by the time we went there, I had a word to describe the place: an oasis in the desert. And I'm proud to say that GSK made the right decision. Because when we got there, and I saw not just investments made by Fidson, the preparedness, commitment to go along with us. we were quite pleased. And to be able to listen to GSK, because it's like they do one thing today, tomorrow we get there, we say, sorry, that's not what we want. Without resentment, they would change in order to meet our standards and requirements. And of course, GSK, it's a company that believes so much in world standards, global standards, that sometimes we don't think that the WHO standards meets our standards. And I make proud to say so. You may not agree, but that is true, because there were instances where we had WHO recommended facilities, and when we went, we say, sorry, we don't think that this meets our own standards. And I make bold to say it, and I'm not boasting. Can I thank everyone who has been part of this journey and bringing us to where we are today? Can I also thank the British High Commissioner through the Deputy for their commitment, and also each time we tried to share our vision in Nigeria, they were very prepared to listen and also support where they had to. Our relationship with NAFDAC is not what I want to talk about today, but it's been so strong. I mean, going back almost 20 years, when we said, look, we are going to partner with them, knowing that they meant very well for this country, and we were prepared to commit our resources and also provide our support, and they were also willing to accept us, even in that partnership. And I'm sure that it's gone quite well. Moji said that when she was at the Baptist hospital, expatriates or foreigners, missionaries, bought their drugs from Nigeria when they were going back to their countries. I believe the same thing is returning. Yes, I mean, I really mean what I'm saying, because I do also have people who at one time or the other would either call me, or when they're around, they make a list, like I have one now, of medicines to be purchased for them, which they're taking back to the UK. So I want to congratulate you and to thank you for being so resolute and committed to Nigeria, Nigerians, and to ensure that our country prospers, especially in the areas of pharmaceutical manufacture. I don't want to speak for too long, because if you let me, I'll do so. So, can I therefore thank everyone who is here for finding time to be here? I want to thank especially those I have seen over 10, 15, 20 decades ago who are in this hall. They know themselves. Together, we're in this business, and together, we'll make it a success. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Permit me to welcome to the podium the representative of the chairman of Fidson, Mr. Emmanuel Morgane.
Like the many speakers before me, I will ask to stand on existing protocol to help us save some time. Today for us at Fidson is a very significant day in so many respects. Ordinarily, Fidson and GSK are competitors in the local environment. So you will expect that we will know will be the most unlikely partners to come together to cooperate. But sometimes competitors cooperate even in very complex supply chain environments. That's the concept of co-opetition. It's not new, but it's new in this environment. And that's what we are bringing to bear in this project. So, for us, this is therefore a partnership that we believe will produce a very collaborative synergy to the benefits of all stakeholders. Fidson, GSK, the Nigerian economy, the consumers, and every party that will have a role to play in the outcome of this union. This has been made possible by so many things. I listened to the MD and the chairman speak passionately about the pedigree of GSK, which we all know, global player, dominant brand known in the pharmaceutical space. So to come and pick our company, Fidson, to partner with, speaks a lot of volume to us. And it does say a lot of things about the vision and the aspirations of our company, Fidson Nigeria Limited. Because we are a company, Nigeria PLC, I'm sorry, we're a company that's firmly believe in world-class standards. I like what the chairman said. Sometimes WHO standards don't meet the minimum for GSK. That's true. Because I expect that the WHO standards will prescribe the minimum that every player must comply with. But then you will differentiate yourself by your abilities and your preparedness to go over and above those standards that are generic to every player. That is how we are in Fidson. We don't accept minimums, standards. Whether it is WHO, whether it is any regulatory player, they are minimum for the industry. But certainly we don't play by minimum standards. So we always challenge ourselves by saying, yes, we've done this, so what next? So we compete with a lot of players, but more importantly, we compete with ourselves. So we can compete and say, yeah, we are now number one in this space. So that doesn't mean you should go to sleep. If there's anything beyond number one, we improve on that position, and so continuous improvement to drive, to continue to extend the limits, remain our passion in our business. So today it's very important. A lot of things have been said about the opportunities that this partnership represents. We believe, indeed, there are great things to be done. Many things have been done. A lot of work has been done. A lot of work remains to be done. Indeed, it is a journey of discovery that we are formally going to start today. There's a lot of pre-work has been done, but a lot more remains to be discovered. So, I would like to say on behalf of the board of Fidson, we'd like to welcome all the stakeholders that have played the roles to get us to this place, to this important journey of discovery, to this important journey of collaboration, this journey of synergy between two big players in the local environment, and this journey of healthy partnership, both now and for the future of our relationship. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Just to reiterate that we are not signing an MOU here. The MOU was signed 2-3 years ago. Now we are commencing production. So the contract manufacturing agreement between Fidson and GSK and Fidson Healthcare PLC has come to fruition. It is now in place, Like the chairman of GSK said, we visited the factory and production has commenced. And I think this is why we're here. And it's important that we reiterate that it is not an MOU signing, it is the actualization. Production has commenced. So permit me to invite the company secretaries to bring the agreements, or just get them ready. Sorry, I think I've been told that Professor Emeja is online now. So let's just have him for 5 minutes, and then we can move to the actual signing ceremony, where ink is put to paper, and we can formally commence this partnership. Prof, can you speak now?
Thank you. Can you hear me now? I believe you can hear me now. Can you hear me? Wow. I think you have problem with your Yes, Oshoke.
Carry on, sir. We can hear you.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Oshoke, for giving me a call. Oshoke has just called me to say that you can hear me. I was waiting for a confirmation. Thank you. It's an opportunity to speak at this auspicious event this afternoon. Although the notice came very late to us, but because this has to do with Fidson, we have to come here to speak, because when it is Fidson, NIPRID actually can put anything on hold in order to participate in the event. And I'll tell you shortly why that is so. Let me quickly apologize to my Director General, Dr. Adigwe, who is unavoidably absent this afternoon from this event because he already has a scheduled meeting at the presidency. For those of you who may not be aware, Afrexim Bank is giving grants of hundreds of thousands of dollars to develop active pharmaceutical ingredients, and to ensure that everything is put in proper shape. Dr. Adigwe has to be at the presidency this afternoon. In his stead, I stand. I'm not going to speak on what is contract manufacturing, because you know it. If you don't know it, you won't be doing it. But let me just say that contract manufacturing is outsourcing. And I will mention two things that is expected that Nigerians will benefit from this contract manufacturing exercise. One, it is expected that the products that will come out, the GSK Fidson products that will come out of this collaboration will be of reduced prices. It will be of reduced prices. In other words, 3 naira before for that product that was coming from abroad, it should now be maybe 1 naira. Now, the second thing is we expect that quality is also improved, because GSK is known for quality, Fidson is also known for quality. So if two good qualitative institutions are coming together, we expect better quality. So two major things that we expect on behalf of the consuming persons of outcomes of R&D activities in Nigeria. We expect reduced cost, and we expect improved quality. I'm not going to say anything about what you stand to benefit, because you know that you are not Father Christmases. You are into business. So you know that it's going to give you a lot of business improvement. So let's not talk about that. But the National Institute for Pharmaceutical Research and Development is proud of Fidson. Why? This is the reason. Of over 200 pharmaceutical industries that are in Nigeria, it is only Fidson that has given cash to the institute to undertake research and development. And I'm talking of something that just happened this year in 2021. So if you ask us, therefore, as a public R&D institution, to rank industries that are interested in local drug production, engineered from research and development, we will put Fidson first, then we will mention May and Baker, and we'll be mentioning Mira. I mention names. I don't belong to those that they say, don't stop calling names. I call names. So we are proud of Fidson. Now, having said this, I expect, therefore, that in your contract manufacturing agreement, there is a research and development component, because GSK is known globally, not just for quality, but for support of R&D. For example, the current malaria vaccine, information holds that GSK is behind it. Therefore, GSK we do not expect GSK to just stop at the business component of this contract manufacturing, but that it will support Fidson with huge resources to support research and development, of which NIPRID is the leader in sub-Saharan Africa. So we will be waiting for that component of your contract manufacturing so that we can
activity, which is the actual signing of the contract, of the agreement. May I call on the company secretaries to bring forward the agreements. Ladies and gentlemen, there will be some, yes. No, you bring it to this. Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we are here. This is the purpose of this ceremony, why everyone is gathered here, is for us to put pen to paper and officially sign the agreement. So we have both MDs signing on behalf of the various companies to sign this, under the watchful eyes of our amiable regulator, NAFDAC, the DG of NAFDAC, Professor Adeyeye. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. Pen it's been inked, and we would like to have a photo. You can take off your masks, sir, so that we have good photo faces behind. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause. The board chairman confirming that they've signed it. Both MDs. Do we have the right photographs? Okay. That is the agreement, and that is the formal confirmation of the partnership. Production has commenced. Ben, please.
Bring a red list with him.
You can lift it up a bit, yeah. So, exactly. A round of applause. Thank you very much. We have just two more goodwill messages before we hand over. We move to the next event, which is item 7. The representative of the MD of BOI, please come give us your welcome remarks.
Good afternoon, everyone. I wish to stand on the existing protocol. We are here I bring you greetings from my Managing Director, Mr. Olukayode Piton, who is unavoidably absent. He's tied up in Abuja at some critical meetings. We are here to congratulate, to support our dear customer, Fidson Healthcare, which we've had a We've had a very fruitful, deep and enduring relationship with them for over 10 years. They've been a very good customer of the bank. So when we heard about this, we definitely had to come out to support them. The Bank of Industry is passionate about supporting healthcare and petrochemicals, the sector. In the last 5 years, we have invested over 100 billion naira in the health and petrochemicals industry. And we have a lot of companies that are doing very well to show for it. This is something that we're passionate about, and it's something that we fully back and we support. Now, when the COVID-19 hit the world, it became clear to everyone that our health is indeed our wealth. And we need to pay more attention as individuals, as people, as a nation, to healthcare and petrochemicals, because it's very, very important. Because the truth is, when a person dies, it's all over with. That's just it. And it's critical that we develop the nation, we develop the industry, we support wherever we can support. We are here to congratulate GSK and Fidson, and to say that even as the production has started, so all the work has been done, the signing has been done, the I's have been dotted, the T's have been crossed, and production has started. This is just the start of great and mighty things. And we know that we will be here as willing partners to come and congratulate you, celebrate with you, because you are definitely set for great things. This is excellent for the country, it's excellent for the sector, it's excellent for the industry, and we just say congrats. And God bless.
Thank you very much, Madam. I think the last goodwill message will be from the President of NAIROFAM, Mr. Femi Shomerakun. You're welcome, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Madam DG, especially. I know that today is your day. You're excited. But for NAIROFAM as well, we're equally excited. Please permit me to stand on existing protocols. Because of the importance of today, I had to sit down and scribble a few things I would like to say. So permit me to read rather than me just talking. Because for us in NAIROFAM, it more or less reinforces what we believe in. Because how long it has taken, this relationship, and what has come out of it, and which is what we all want. It is a great pleasure for me to be here today as we celebrate the contract manufacturing partnership between two of our esteemed members, GSK and Fidson Healthcare. I am particularly delighted that we are witnessing yet another partnership. A multinational pharmaceutical company that has been able to transition from its importation status to a company that will now be manufacturing a few key products locally. This shows NAROFAM's commitment to localization and implementation of NAFDAC's 5+5 policy, which are while also exhibiting that we can walk the talk. As you may be aware, for more than 2 years now, we have been in discussions with various stakeholders to see how NAROFAM members can have a win-win partnership in our journey to localization. And I'm particularly proud and somewhat relieved that after witnessing Sanofi and May & Baker partnership some years back, GSK and Fidson have also been able to overcome the hurdles to arrive where we are today. This again reiterates NAROFAM's readiness to drive the innovation necessary to create value chains that would somewhat disrupt the norms that we are familiar with by modifying our usual business models, and see how we can migrate from being almost 100% importation companies to companies that would embrace local manufacturing. And today, GSK, in addition to Sanofi, has shown clear evidence that it is indeed doable, once all the key elements for a favorable collaboration are present. Congratulations once again to Kule and his team. I say kudos to you for a good job. We look forward to hearing about your experience and hope that you will oblige us should we require a workshop to share best practices. I would just want to say to every one of us, for the industry, it's a big one. It's a plus for the industry. And I believe strongly that the GSK's and Fidson's partnership has opened the door for us to see that indeed these things are possible. And what we're just basically saying is that the process to achieve this, which I believe they're going to share those best practices with us, is what will help every other company that is wanting, that is needing to move away from importation to local production. NAROFAM supports this strongly. It is what we are asking for, and I believe strongly with our regulator that has started this process will continue with additional frameworks to make the process stronger so that at the end of the day, Nigeria and our patients will be better for it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Femi. I think the last but not the least person, we always want to make sure that we have to hear from the PMG man team. Coincidentally, the president of PMG man is also the MD of Fidson Healthcare PLC. Without much ado, sir, please take your time to give us the word from PMG man and also closing remarks from Fidson Healthcare PLC.
Thank you very much. Amon, you are a liar. Before I will keep you, distinguished ladies and gentlemen in the room, for a couple of minutes longer. Before my remark, I'd like to call on the president of WAPMA to come and, please give us remarks. Now, if people like him do not talk, then we are not being fair. Please make your remarks.
Thank you very much. My chairman, I call him my chairman because he's the chairman of PMG Man, which is one of the block organizations for WAPMA. Let me stand on existing protocol, but those of you who know me know I will always recognize the DG of NAFDAC, no matter what the protocol is. So DG Ma, good to have you in the house. Thank you for coming. Chairman of GSK, Chairman of Fidson, MD of Fidson, British High Commission, all protocols observed. Thank you for asking me to speak. So many years ago, in PMG Man, we started to talk about local manufacturing. And for us, that wasn't about business alone. It was a cause to answer the question, what happens to a population of 200 million people if suddenly their supply of medicine is cut off? If all they do is import medicines? And our answer to that was very simple. You've got to make medicines locally. And that is the only way we can guarantee medicine security. And that without medicine security, these 200 plus million people are at risk at any time. Because after food is medicine. Did we meet opposition? Yes. Are we still meeting opposition? Yes. But in the course of our journey, God shone a light on our way. He gave us a lady called Professor Mrs. Adeyeye as NAFDAC DG. And with her came on board her directors. 3 of them are seated there. And they supported us. Despite what everybody is saying, Nigeria has made tremendous progress in the journey to make medicines locally. We are proud to have GSK as one of us. And GSK is one company that defines the golden standard anywhere in the world. I doubt whether there is any country in the world where GSK is not playing. In that journey, God also gave us members that believe on this cause, that started to invest massively. One of them is Fidson Healthcare PLC. That plant, that biotech factory seated in Otta, is one of the best in Africa. In the world and anywhere. And I say it with modesty because I am the president of the West African body. I also represent Nigeria on the African board of pharmaceutical manufacturers. So I have third round. And so finally for us, today is a day like no other day. For those of you who are asking the question, can medicines be made in Nigeria? Today is your answer. For those who are saying, can quality medicines be made? Today is your answer. Because if GSK and Fidson can be endorsed by NAFDAC to do what is happening today, medicines can be made in Nigeria. And finally, I don't want to say something on a negative note, but I owe this comment as an appeal. I have my very senior brother, very, very senior brother, the chairman of GSK, whom we looked up to when we were coming into the industry, and he was the standard bearer for us. And my senior brother, Fidson PLC MD, and DGMA. Contract manufacturing is a wonderful model. It can lead to great things. It can also lead to very bad things. It could be a strategy to grow. It could also be a strategy to exit a market. But given the people I have seen here, WAPMA, FAPMA, PMG man would want to believe that what we're witnessing today would be a strategy for growth and not a strategy for exit. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I want to congratulate my brother Egbon, and I want to congratulate Mr. Chairman, and I want to congratulate the chairman of Fidson, and my Aburo. If I have an Egbon, I have an Aburo. And my Aburo Kunle, and all the teams, and the strong team from NAFDAC for coming. Thank you. God bless you.
Give it up for Dr. Oke Apa, President, West African Pharmaceutical Manufacturers Association, WAPMA, and the country representative of the Federation of African Pharmaceutical Manufacturers, FAPMA. Thank you. So Amon, now the room is complete. Have fun. All right. The last but not the least, I will make it as brief as possible, but if I do not mention everybody that had been involved in this race, I would not have done justice to all the thank yous and appreciation. I want to mention and appreciate very warmly and strongly all of you good people of goodwill that are in the House, whose strident calls for sustainable manufacturing practice that will make medicines available and accessible in Nigeria. I want to thank you all very much. And this team, of course, is led by our able mommy, the DG NAFDAC, Professor Moji Adiyeyi. And of course, you know, Professor Cyril Osifo, the president of PSN, Nigeria. Dr. Okeapa, who had just finished speaking, Mr. Femi Shoremekun, who represents a very strong stakeholder in our community in Nigeria in the business of drug distribution, Nairofam. Of course, Mr. Nnamdi, or Chief Nnamdi Obi, who is not here at the moment because he's bereaved and had to opt out, you know, this morning. Chief Nnamdi Obi of APIN, the Association of Pharmaceutical Importers of Nigeria. I mention these people because we are all collaborators in this journey. We are all one team. We are not different teams. And, you know, together, we will lift Nigeria out of the doldrums of drug inavailability or the shame of falsified and fake products that come into Nigeria from time to time, because we will keep remaining the gate people for, you know, those things. Of course, I will be doing myself an injustice because they will not register my product and they won't talk to me if I don't mention, you know, the presence of, you know, my darling, who, if I wasn't married to Lola 41 years ago, I would have married the two of them together. And those are the persons of Dr. You know, Monica Njieze, the R&R director, NAFDAC, and my darling, Dr. Ijeoma Uzonwankwo, who is married to a very good friend of mine. So even if I had any intentions, I am too late, right? And I want to believe that is the policeman, Abi. No. Dr. Majek Fashek. Thank you so very much for coming. I want to thank very much, very, very much, the teams that were involved in this entire project over the past 3 years. I cannot thank you enough. You guys had been wonderful. You guys had been beautiful. You made all of this happen. Without you making it happen, we would not get to this point where we are already manufacturing but signing the formal agreement, this morning. That team on the Fidson side is led by our pharmacist, Abiola Adebayo, who is the technical director of Fidson. And he led his team here today, Maka, Abibat, and so on and so forth. And also the great team from GSK who were led from all over, from Egypt, from Turkey, from which other countries were there? Remind me, the UK, of course the UK, somebody said Ireland. I mean, the GSK team were so numerous, and the capacity that they brought to bear on not only the project, but on the quality standards and manufacturing practices of Fidson, we will never be able to fully pay for. If we were to pay, we can't pay them. So I want to thank those teams, and I want to ask you not to relent. You have your marching order. We will keep working together, to ensure that the entire relationship bears the fruit that it's supposed to bear, but more importantly, that we drag other manufacturers along so that together we can all attain very high standards to the pride of NAFDAC and Nigeria, in Jesus' name. Of course, I have thanked the NAFDAC team, but I will thank them again, if you don't mind. I will thank them again, because without them, let me tell you one thing that happened. The process of site transfer from GSK, registering or site transfer from GSK to Fidson took only but a couple of months. Ordinarily, it will take over a year. But because they believed in both teams, the Fidson team and the GSK team, right? And they looked at all the I's and dotted all the T's, we got the transfer, site manufacturing, and the product registration in under 2 months. So I want to appreciate you, DG, for your leadership, and I do hope that the next 6 years you will still be with us. You know what I mean. Right. So, Monica, thank you. Thank you. You lead that team of R&R, and of course, Ijoma, thank you very much. Of course, I would be broke in no time and without money if I don't thank the lenders. This project cost a fortune. GSK brought their know-how, their expertise, and what have you, which you cannot quantify in Naira and Kobo. But those that we can quantify in Naira and Kobo were backed and led by BOI. And that is the reason BOI is here this morning. Bank of Industry is led by Kayode, Olukayode Buitan, who happens to have been my colleague at Citibank, way back 1985. I think he left Citi in 1990, and I left in 1991, to do some other things. But the last 4 years, our path, crossed again, because every time I go with, a tray, begging for donations and tithe from BOI. And graciously, the team that is represented here, representing Olukayode Buitan, led by Mrs. Ebehi Omoke, one of the directors in BOI, and of course the bevy of beauties that came with her, my darling Nafisat, and the one that I always forget her name, but never mind. Thank you very much, for honoring us with your presence. Of course, the international caller that was brought in this morning by the presence of the Deputy High Commissioner, I guess, who is in Lagos. And for me, it shows that the relationship, the traditional relationship between the British and Nigeria remains very, very strong. And I am glad that they took us out of the red list only yesterday, because this morning, if he had been here without taking us from the red list, I am sure we would have all mocked him. So thank you very much for your graciousness, and thank you for always being there for Nigeria. Now, again, we would all not have been gathered, but for our boards who believed in this project, who trusted both teams to deliver on the expectation of the project. So I want to dobale sa to the chairman of GSK and to the chairman of Fidson, represented, here this morning, for believing in us, for giving your nod, and for signing off on this project, whether it is on the manufacturing transfer side or on the funding side for all the machinery. We are very, very grateful. I want to thank the company secretaries who spent sleepless nights with their legal teams putting together and knocking together an acceptable agreement, which we signed this morning. So, my friend from GSK, your name always escapes me, but I must mention it if you don't mind. Right, Fred and Yomi, thank you so very much. God bless you. Now to my brother, Omon, Oshoke. The two of them led the teams that prepared this great event that we are all seated at this morning. They spent sleepless nights. There were cancellations because of some invitees that couldn't come. There were all sorts of issues, but they stuck together in the spirit of GSK Fidson partnership, and the event finally came to be this morning. So I say a very big, big, big thank you to Omon, Ushoke, and your teams for the great job that you have done. I honestly do not have a lot to say, because my colleague and junior brother, Kunle Oyelana, the MD of GSK, has said everything, right? So I would be repeating what he has said if I have to say. The only thing I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is that this chemistry is strong. Our compatibility is unshakable and cannot be broken. They said they have been in Nigeria for over 60 years. They are a 100+ years old company. But don't worry, Fidson will be older than you. Because many, many years from now, right, when you and I are gone and buried, right, even though both of us will still be here, that is the two companies, right, our legacies will continue, but ours will outlive you. So, Kunle, Thank you. You have a listening ear, and you know it in my person. Please, the slightest issues, you know you can reach me. You know you can call me at any time. And I also believe that over the years, it had not been difficult for me to reach you, so I will always also do the same thing. Of course, if I am not playing ball, please feel free. Get my chairman's number and get him to kick my ass if I am not playing ball. And if you are not playing ball, of course, I will go and meet him at home. I wouldn't even call him. And your chairman will do the needful. So, Kunle, thank you very much. If you don't mind, I would please ask you to come over so that we can have a warm embrace and let the show begin. Thank you. God bless you. Okay. All right, so with that, let me thank all the media that are here, the instrument, how do you call those things, you know? Huh? The audiovisual suppliers and the bevy of beauties that, ushered us in on the ushering team, and of course, the management and staff of Marriott who collected our money and didn't give us this place free of charge. Thank you very much, and God bless you all.
Ladies and gents, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for gracing this occasion. And we would like to move to the next item on the agenda, which is lunch, which is served 2 rooms from this room. We can move table by table. We have a couple of photo ops that we still, for the photographs that we still need to take for the signing of the signing ceremony. So I would appreciate if the MDs and Prof, the DJ, stand in front of, come down from the podium so that you can stand in front. Please, can you order the floor? The agreement. The agreement, please. Okay. So the media team will be leading this. Brooks and Blakes. So, sorry, can you come down? Yeah, pictures. You can also. So they'll take the first shot, then you join them. Sure. Yeah. Thank you. Brooks and Blake. Naomi, the shot, okay? So can you spread space? Direct. Okay. Come forward and tell them. You come forward and tell them. Direct it. Come forward. Talk to them. You tell them what you need to do. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for gracing this occasion. This officially brings us to the end of the signing ceremony. Okay.
No, 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 no. Oh,
High table, please.
I'm in chains, you're in chains too. Our uniforms and you are uniforms. Treated me like I opportunity to flow. I'll be successful if you please. Yes, indeed, tomorrow is politicians today. Even the theme of the seasons and the future of our children. So when I die someday, will I be in heavenly places, singing hallelujah with an angel on the piano? Or will I be just another contribution to the earth, the trees, the grasses, as tomorrow slowly passes? No one knows, 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 no one knows. So when I die someday, will I go home? When this road goes, I already know where everybody cares for one another, and they take you as their sister. Ayo, 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 ayo. Where the children run around, there's laughing in the crowd. I hope it still remains the same. Ayo, 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 ayo. And there's something in the song that makes you feel at home, and that's what's calling out my name. Ayo, ayo. All up and ready for takeoff, so I could fly away. House is getting smaller up the way up. My heart a sunny day, dreaming of me on stage. 5 years of age and I'm not afraid. Hey, going home, going home. When this road goes, I already know where everybody cares for one another, and they take you as their brother. Ayo, 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 ayo. Where the children run around, there's laughing in the crowd. I hope it still remains the same. Ayo, 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 ayo. Where there's something in the song that makes you feel at home, and that's what's calling out my name. Ayo, ayo, oh. Will you take me and embrace me as my sorrow? But when I feel moving, I'm one shiny, I'm one shiny. Hello, my daddy. Someone tell me